Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Farming Simulator 2022. Today we're going to look at the humble potato, how much money you can make from it, where you can sell it, but more importantly, how you can grow it in one of your many fields. Now you're going to need some specialist equipment and we're going to go through that in just a moment, but first off, we're going to take a look at the basics, just in case you're new to the game. With any preparation of any field, you're going to need to cultivate it. Once you've cultivated it, you're then going to need to de-weed it. Once you've de-weeded it, then I would suggest you apply some lime and some fertilizer, and then lime and then fertilizer again, bringing your fertilizer up to 100%. Once all that's done, give it a good roller in. And by that, what we're going to do is stamp down and compress the top layer of soil. This will give you a really good seed bed. So once you've done all that, then it's probably a good idea to start applying some potatoes. And as I mentioned, for that you're going to need some specialist equipment. So, you've guessed it, it's off to the shop. Yes folks, the good old farming machinery shop. You can buy virtually everything you need here, from seeds, to cultivators, to tractors, to harvesters. You name it, they've got it. But be prepared to spend the dollar. But you can also lease it if you haven't got the scratch. So, once you're inside the shop, you can get overwhelmed with the amount of vehicles that you can have. And that's fair enough. There's a great little feature in Farming Simulator 22 where you can select packs. And the packs are done by the crop that you want to buy. So clicking on packs, we can see we've got grain, grapes, olives, and good old potatoes, because that's what this video is all about, growing potatoes in Farming Simulator 2022. So we're going to click on potatoes, and it's going to show you the machinery that you can buy or lease, depending on how far on in the game, what mods you're using to get some money. Now you can see we've got a nice good old medium-sized tractor, we've got a planter to plant your potatoes, okay. Then we've also got a potato harvester, that's the great big yellow machine, that's there, the roper, that will dig the potatoes out of the ground. You're also then going to need a cultivator to then prepare your field for the next sowing, okay. And then once we've got that, then you move on to things like a front weight for your tractor in place, and also seeds as well, because you've got to have seeds to plant potatoes. All this can be bought here and from this menu. So once you've bought all of that, good stuff, it's time to move on. So here we are in the parking lot of the shop. You can see I've got my tractor that I've purchased. I've also got my potato planter, that nice cruel looking device that will plough the field as well and drop those potato seeds in there. I've also got my potato seeds. So far so good. I've got what I need to plant potatoes. What I need to do now is maneuver my tractors around to the front of the device, and trying to work out the front of the device is quite simple. Just look where the nasty end is, and then choose the opposite. As you can see, where you hitch up is usually facing the shop. So here we go. Reverse the tractor in, nice and easy. You don't want to damage your new equipment. As soon as you get close, press Q. That'll attach this Grimme. Next up, if you're not too au fait with the controls, it's R to refill your planter, and the planter is the red thing on the back, and you can see I'm filling it up with potato seeds off that pallet. Now, you may need to maneuver a little bit forwards and backwards to get the rest of the seeds in, but that's just the matter of course. Again, R to refill your planter. Okay, once that's done, it's time to get yourself on over to the field, and we're going to hire a contractor to do so. Onto driving, set destination, we want that potato planter to go right there. And away he goes. So as you can see, my potato planting device is here and it's ready to go. Now, it's not a quick process this, to be perfectly honest with you. It does take a while and it is not a particularly large field. However, one thing I did notice, that once I did plant my potatoes, some additional work needed to be done on those fields. they needed additional roller in. They also need to have some weeding, but this time this weeding had to be done by a hoe. Now, so far in the game, I was only able to find, and this is December 2021, one weeding device that had hoe-like attachments. So I went out and bought one. Yes, folks, I certainly did. And it looks like this, and it's got all these nasty sort of like trough-like, hoe-like substances on the back. This, folks, is the Chopstar 590 and Rogard. This is the only one I could find in-game that had a hoe-like attachment. So, that's the one you're looking for. Now, when you're on your field, and you can see I've planted my potatoes and what have you, it still needs rolling, even though I've rolled the field. It also needs weeding. So here's my Chopstar 590 into my tractor, which I've got fitted with a nice front weight. We'll hire a guy to do it, or a young lady to do it, because we're an equal opportunities employer on this farm. And they're going to drive that machinery and then get rid of those weeds. Now, we've got quite a good yield bonus already, about 90 to 92%, perhaps 95% in some areas. Once we get the roller on it, that'll increase a little bit more. This is the thing about the new field info that we're getting since update 1.02 of Farming Simulator 22. That came out in December. You do get a little bit of information for a new type farmer, and there's always going to be steps that you forget about. So here we are, we can see we're doing a good old bit of rollering, and our yield bonus will increase somewhat. We're still doing a little bit of weeding over there, and we're still planting potatoes right over on the far side of the field. It really is a long, laborious process. Our potatoes are sown. You can see that here, right? March to April. Harvested August, September. So it's harvest season now. Time to get our potatoes out the ground. So you guessed it, farmers, it's time to get back to the old shop again and get the potato harvesting technology that we need. Yes, folks, we want that big yellow device, the Rupa, the Kyla 2, for £215,000. Now, you can also lease this as well, depending on, again, how much money you've got. This is the device you want. You can't do much in the way of customizations to it, perhaps just change the wheel brand at the moment, but you can't do anything in regards to the tyres. But you're going to need a tractor to hook this up to, so if you want to reuse a tractor, get it up to the shop. If not, buy a new one. Now, it probably is worthwhile mentioning that you need to get a field that's got a bit of space either side, because this is a big old device, perhaps one of the biggest devices lengthwise in the game, but you can see it's pulling the potatoes out of the ground into its back hopper. Now, as you can see, we're already at 5%, and we've only done, a small percentage of this field. But we had a 98% yield bonus on our potato crop, which is great, but you're also going to have to get your tractor and a trailer to decanter and offload those potatoes off the back of this machine. Now, for those who went through the tutorial, it's the same sort of process you need when getting your wheat out of your combine harvester. If it's full, it'll stop. You can decanter all those potatoes into the back of your trailer, and then it's off to go and find the best place, best price for you to go and sell your crop. Now, there you go. Once you've done that, you move out the way. You'll get on with the harvest. Just try not to ruin too many crops on your way. So effectively, that's all it is to do to harvest potatoes. Now, we're going to go and sell them at the farmer's market. Now, I mentioned good old farmer's market as perhaps the place to go and sell your crops. They'll take a wide range and give you a decent price, but there may be somewhere a bit more local. Okay? And for that, what you've got to think about is, well, can I get a better price for my crops? And more than likely, you can. Filled up with another load of potatoes, so 8,000 litres of potatoes. Selecting potatoes from the distribution panel, we can see that, the farmer's market gives you 408, The fast food restaurant across the way gives you 419. Goldcrest Valley, which is accessed via the train, and we'll cover that in another video, does also give you a really good price of like 497. But you can tag the restaurant just across the way. They'll give you a nice price. Drive your tractor around. Look on for any oncoming traffic. You don't want to cause a road accident. And prepare yourself to get to that restaurant and offload all your potatoes. Now you can see where the distribution place is marked at the restaurant, only a short way away. And then you've got to try and be a bit nimble and maneuver your tractor and trailer to the drop-off point until you get a notification at the bottom that tells you you can offload. So you have to go a little bit of toing and froing. Back a bit more there, you can see just forwards a bit more. Press the I button and then you can offload all your potatoes, and they are going to give you cash money for that potato crop. And it's that easy in Farming Simulator 2022. It's all about field preparation and having the right equipment. You haven't always got to buy the equipment. You can also lease it, but be careful of those leasing costs as well. I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for watching this video on Farming Simulator 2022 and how to grow potatoes. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making it. Check back for more videos in the series. I'll see you soon.